Border apprehensions plummeting since the peak of the migrant crisis, which was just months ago. But President Trump's border chief warns it's not over yet.
While we made great progress, I want to remind the American people that there still remains a humanitarian crisis at our southern border. I'm absolutely perplexed why Congress cannot come together on a bipartisan manner to fix this.
Is the Trump administration's policy working, and how can Congress do its part? Joining us live is former DHS Oversight Counsel and Senior Advisor at the Heritage Foundation, Mike Howell. Mike, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these numbers here, and you'll compare May of 2019 to October of 2019. Take a look at the difference. 133,000 in May compared to 42,000 in October. What do those numbers tell you?
Well, those are great numbers if you judge them relative to how bad it was in May. When you look at them in absolute numbers, they're still way too high. And Acting Commissioner Morgan, who's an absolute patriot and the best man for that job, has only been given a squirt gun to put out a forest fire at the border by Congress. Congress has done nothing to help to stem the flow. 45,000 apprehensions is still way too high, especially for the seasonality adjustments late in this year. Sure, they've started going down since the peak in May, but we're still in crisis. It's not time to go celebrate at the neighborhood Chili's just yet. It is crisis time.
Yeah, Mike, you know, this in the Supreme Court right now, they're debating this whole DACA situation, whether or not DACA is constitutional. A lot of people think that if they rule that DACA is unconstitutional in the president's favor, that could inspire the Democrats to actually come and make some kind of a deal on immigration. Do you think that could happen?
I can't get into the deal-making or politics of that, but what I can tell you is amnesty for DACA recipients is terrible policy. At the Heritage Foundation, we believe that amnesty only begets more amnesty. And when you put up a green light that says, hey, we're willing to give away amnesty for DACA, what you see is a surge. You can expect to see more young folks crossing the border, just like 2014 when Obama rolled out DACA. It just led to the surge of gang and crime, activity.
So, Mike, what do you see then as a possible solution here? How we can get both parties to come to the table and see eye to eye on this, at least a little bit?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the left has any incentive to come to the table. They benefit from the status quo. That's more people getting into the country. That's the ultimate objective. There's not an interest on the left to stem this massive immigration crisis. So I don't know what there is to negotiate with there. But there are more things that the administration can do. I mean, the courts are getting in the way at every possible step, but the executive still retains massive amounts of authority to deal with this problem. And I think it's important to leave no option on the table.
What do you think deserves more credit for this? I mean, it's like 1/3 what we saw in May and October here. What deserves the most credit? Do you think it's a stronger border and the wall, or is it the deal that the administration cut with Mexico to try and fend off these people coming north?
Absolutely the latter. And the Remain in Mexico program. When folks have discovered that they're actually going to have to sit in Mexico to hear their claim be adjudicated, they're mostly deciding it's not worth it. A lot of them are actually re-engaging with the cartel, leaving the camps in Mexico to try to cross illegally another way. It's a massive disincentive for illegal aliens to know they're not just going to be led into the interior to wait for their claims to play out.
All right, Mike, thanks for joining us. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me.